TV personality, entrepreneur, Bethenny Frankel. Everyone here is Real Housewives fans. Bethenny Frankel, where do we stand on Bethenny? She's been pretty polarized.
She's a smart entrepreneur. I'll say that.
Thumbs up. She's definitely about her business, and she's making some money. She's also been going through an ugly divorce. Well, Christmas is here, and her list has 100 people on it.
Whoa.
This is too much, right? I mean, where do you draw the line for friends and family as you go through it? And now that I've taken on a fiance, my list has gotten bigger. And I've had to say, hey, we draw the line here. We can't buy a gift for everybody. We're still trying to pay for a wedding.
Yeah.
So where does it end?
Yeah. I mean, she's got the money for it, obviously. She's
Bethenny
been very
does,
successful with her skinny margarita and all that stuff. But if I was buying
people, though,
for
Carly.
100 people, they better be telling me exactly what they want. Or maybe it's just her own products that she's gifting them. That's crazy.
That'd be smart. That makes sense.
Even my immediate family, we do Secret Santa now. We donate most of it to a charity, and then we get each other a small gift. So we're not all buying for everyone because it can be overwhelming. It's a job buying that many presents. So.
Yeah, and then especially because you want to be a thoughtful gift giver.
Yeah.
You want to, and I'm a bad gift giver.
Well,
But you want
keep saying that. People are going to get the wrong impression.
I'm not a good gift giver.
You've given gifts before.
No, I didn't say I didn't give them. I'm just bad at giving
It's
them.
stressful buying all those presents. And how, like you said, be a good gift giver. How closely do you know 100 people's wishes?
True.
You know,
you want something thoughtful. You want to get them something that they want. You want something that fits in your budget. It's a lot of boxes to check.
Yeah.
Hey, who is the 100th person on that list? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Of all those people, and I will say this to everybody out there, think about when you are buying these gifts, you're putting together your list, think about the postal worker, think about maybe the person that cleans the hallways and the bathrooms at your work.
Yep.
Those people deserve to have a thought as well. So make sure you don't leave them out, especially if you're going to do a list of 100 people.
Yeah, are you that person you put $20 in your mailbox?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're doing a very tough service. We talk about the weather being cold. We're indoors. They're out there delivering our mail in snow, dealing with dogs, dealing with rain, dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, everybody. With snow on the ground, it's that time of the year to bring up Dibs. And if you don't know what Dibs is, get in your car and drive directly out of Chicago because you don't know what goes on here. That's Dibs. There's your look, everybody. The season is here. And that's what you're seeing. It's where Chicagoans claim parking spaces that they've spent time shoveling out using chairs or whatever to protect and claim their spot. It's Dibs. So with the mayoral election coming up in a couple months, the candidates, they're being asked their opinions. Should they just lay low or get involved in a whole Dibs discussion here?
They are not involved, okay? This is what we call street politics, all right? You get in where we fit in, we govern ourselves, don't come overstepping.
I just don't know anybody who messes with this. I would never, ever drive by, see Dibs claim and be like, no, sorry, I'm moving that chair and parking there. Unless I want flat tires and somebody coming after me.
Is that what most people are afraid of?
Trust
Something
me,
happening
yes.
to their car?
Yes,
I don't have a car here, so I don't.
It also depends on what neighborhood you're in, too.
Yeah.
Don't steal Dibs in the wrong neighborhood.
But I think if they've gone through the time, A, to shovel, and B, make the statement by putting a chair there, they're saying, hey, proceed at your own risk. If you want to disrespect me like that, you're opening up Pandora's box. That's what Dibs is about.
I don't think the mayoral candidates should get involved. I like that they're being asked this because it's a part of everyone's lives if you have a car in Chicago. But this is a social contract. So I think
Felicia put it best. I don't like that they're being asked it. This is street politics. There's just certain things you don't bring up.
I think it's funny to make them have to comment on it, though. Don't you?
Also, how do you
choose a side?
But I don't want them to get involved and make this an unlawful practice. That's what I guess I'm getting at is when they're asked. Does this open up something where they're like, yeah, we're going to make that illegal where you can't do that?
I just wonder how you would enforce that, because unless an officer sees you walk out and put a chair on the street, then I don't see a way to enforce it. Just because the parking space is in front of my house doesn't mean it's my space and I cleaned it and I put that there, you know?
I did a lot of parallel parking in LA, and there were no Dibs because there was never any snow there. When there was snow,
you're missing out, aren't you?
Thank you for rubbing that in our face.
Hey, like I always say, you don't know what you don't know. We've been around this every season, every year. We've dealt with the snow, so we embrace it. It's what we know is going to happen.
It's a fun Chicago thing. Do you think other cities do it?
I don't know if fun is the right word.
But
I think other cities. Look, in Chicago, it's going to be cold for 15 months out of the year.
Okay.
15 months out of the year. Recently, a couple's photos, they've been shared on social media, and one of them is of Chicago's own future NBA Hall of Famer Dwayne Wade. It's a beautiful picture, right? He's kissing his new infant on the lips, though, as well as soccer star David Beckham with his 7-year-old daughter right there kissing on the lips. And, of course, people on social media want to take things the wrong way and always want to find a way to criticize both fathers for appearing to do something that's so innocent and make it something that should be questioned. Is social media out of line for this? I really get annoyed by these kind of topics, but what do you guys think?
So I think it's a baby and a 7-year-old, and then I'm trying to. So obviously, if it's a mom, that gets a pass because that's how people feel about moms. But I'm also trying to think if this girl is older.
But what if it was a mother and a 7-year-old boy?
I think moms still kind of get it. It's
Okay.
a double standard.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think, well, what if this was a teenager? So a 17-year-old girl, is it weird then that?
I know men that kiss their 12-year-old daughter on the lips.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
17 and 12 is different. Those are
So
two
where's
different
I guess
things.
you just kind of set it up. Where's the
Yeah.
cutoff? I guess.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
what
know.
asked you.
I don't know if there's a cutoff, but it does. You don't think that's a little weird?
I do think that's weird, but I do think a father. I think a set. Me
18,
watching,
19,
me watching,
25.
me watching
Go on.
Dwayne Wade kiss his infant on the lips
Yeah,
is
that's
a beautiful
ridiculous.
thing.
Yeah.
Me watching David Beckham kiss his 7-year-old daughter on the lips is a beautiful thing.
But is there a cutoff?
I guess
Yeah.
I guess if you do ask
Do you
me,
kiss your 25-year-old daughter on the lips?
I don't kiss my son on the lips. It's just something it's never happened in my family, and I think that's something through osmosis
Yeah.
you just kind of behave with.
Yeah.
I do think it'd be a little jarring to see, David Beckham kiss his 12-year-old daughter, just because if you're out in public, people may take the message wrong. Like, who is he kissing a young girl? Is this somewhere I should step in? Is this improper?
Yeah.
So I do think there's probably a cutoff, and then also for the 12-year-old, it might just be something that could be confusing for them. I do think there's a cutoff. 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
It's a feel thing, right?
Clearly,
Yeah.
with these photos, they're innocent, and I think that any dad showing their child love, like that's an awesome thing. That's how
True.
he chooses to do it. I would not ever want to have mouth-to-mouth contact with my parents. That's also not how my parents raised me.
But so
And
your
it's-
reaction shows that you're a little weirded out by it.
I'm not weirded out. Like, I would never judge them for doing that because I know that's the way a lot of parents express their love. And I also know you never tell a parent how to parent because people
Hey.
get real mad at that
True.
stuff. But
Very true.
I personally am glad that my parents never did that. I think it's so weird. It's too intimate and I don't like it.
Yeah, you know what? I got to agree with Carly. If you get into double figures, meaning 10 years old and
Okay.
above, it's weird. Like, just kiss your daughter on the cheek. Kiss her on the forehead. That's a very fatherly, motherly thing to do.
Yeah.
Cheek. I like a cheek.
I do think ultimately it could be a little confusing for the child as they move forward. Like, because then you're thinking, well,
Do I
this
kiss
is how my
everyone on
father?
the lips?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it
Like,
maybe
do I
a
kiss
mixed
my
signal.
friends on the lips
But
when
also,
you're
it's
that
just
age?
it's
It's
just
weird.
it's just jarring visually. Yeah, I do think
Yeah.
that's weird at a certain age.
I
Not
think
with
about
those two
germs.
pictures though.
I think about germs, not with those pictures, but I do think about germs.
Yeah.
You know, they say you're not supposed to be kissing your babies at all, but a parent is one thing. But
Yeah.
as you get older, like I'm not kissing
What
a
about your
15-year-old
dog? Do you let your
girl.
dog kiss you on the mouth?
I'm not kissing a 15-year-old boy. You don't know who else he's been kissing.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I don't
Well, you
kiss.
throw
No,
germs
my
into
dog
it's
is
a whole
not
nother
getting
thing.
kissed in the mouth.
I know.
either.
If my dog kisses me on the face, I wash my face right away.
There
So I'm
you
like,
go.
you eat some gross stuff.
You're not one of those weird people that lets the
Who's
dog
like,
eat off
"Come
their
here."
plate.
No.
I think this is high time to end this conversation.
Okay.
I think we covered it aptly there.